inside it? Many of you would probably say that it's empty. However, it's not. Then what's inside it? There is air inside this glass. We all know that the earth is surrounded by an envelope of air. Do you know what it's called? It's called atmosphere. And this atmosphere is divided into different layers as shown in this image. What can we say about the air in the atmosphere? The air in the atmosphere exerts pressure on the earth, or we can say on the earth's objects. What is this pressure called? The pressure exerted by air is called as air pressure or atmospheric pressure. Now the question is whether air pressure is uniform throughout these layers of atmosphere. Think about it. Where would the maximum quantity of air be? There is maximum air above troposphere. There's this much air above the troposphere. Then this much air above the stratosphere, and this much above the mesosphere, and so on. So as we move upwards, the quantum of air decreases. Now logically, can you tell me which layer carries the maximum air pressure? Yes, the bottommost layer carries the weight of the air present in all the layers above it. And that's the reason why the air pressure is maximum at this layer. And what can you say about the air pressure at the layers above this point? The air pressure decreases as we move higher. Does air move? If yes, what is it called? Moving air is called wind. Have you ever noticed the speed of the wind? What happens to the air pressure when the speed of the wind is increased? We will find out the answers to these questions in our next lesson. We are surrounded by air from all the directions. This envelope of air around us is what we call atmosphere. Does air also exert pressure on objects on the earth? In our previous video, we studied that the liquid exerts pressure in all directions. For example, here we have the water in a beaker. Due to gravity, this water is pulled down towards the earth. If we divide this water into different layers, then each layer is being pulled down by the earth. Due to this pull, water exerts downward pressure, and this pressure is uneven throughout. That is, the bottom layer experiences more pressure than the top layer. This is because the weight of water above the bottom layer is more, and the pressure decreases as we go upwards. In fact, we saw that the water exerts pressure in all directions and not only in the downward direction. One more thing that we studied about the liquid pressure is that at any point in a liquid, the pressure is the same in all directions. That is, if I take any point here in this water, the pressure exerted by water here is the same in all the directions. Take a plastic bottle filled with water. Take a cardboard paper and place it on the open end of the bottle like this. Hold this paper with your hand so that it does not move from its position and invert the bottle. Now let go of the paper. What did you see? The cardboard paper sticks to the surface. Why is it held to the surface? It is held to the surface because of the air pressure that is pushing the paper in the upward direction. The upward air pressure is sufficient to counter the downward push exerted by the water. Now make few holes in the bottle at its base. What happens now? Why did the paper fall off? Did the upward pressure on it stop acting, or did it reduce in the value? No, it didn't. The upward pressure on it by the air remains the same, but the downward pressure increased in its value. When we made holes in the bottle, we allowed air to flow inside it from the top. The air from the top started exerting pressure on the water. The combined pressure of water and air from top could easily overcome the pressure exerted by air from the bottom. Hence, there is net force acting on the paper in the downward direction. That is, there is more pressure in the downward direction. That is the reason why this paper gets detached from the surface.
And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood